love that a lot. And someone else who I reckon has a photo of themselves on their lock screen is Meghan Markle, because she turned 44 and she received a gushing birthday message from no one else but herself, her own lifestyle.
Oh, you are not ready for this tea. Trevor Engelson, yes, Meghan Markle's ex-husband, has finally broken his silence. And of all days, he chose her 44th birthday to do it. In the most humiliating way possible. A little video clip tucked away on some tiny industry platform somehow exploded all over the internet within hours. And what was in it? Trevor spilling jaw-dropping secrets about Meghan's past that completely shatter the perfect image she's been working so hard to build. We're talking manipulation, control, and ruthless ambition. And now, her entire public persona is under a magnifying glass.
Posted on its official Instagram, celebrating the woman behind it all. She pours her heart, vision, and magic touch into every detail. And today, we raise a glass to her. Happy birthday to...
Even Meghan's most loyal fans? Stunned. The so-called Duchess of the Internet and Montecito is reportedly in full-blown crisis mode. And honestly, with good reason. In that explosive clip, Trevor didn't hold back. Not even a little. Speaking directly, calmly, deliberately, he called Meghan one of the most calculating people he had ever met. Sure, the world saw the charm, the grace, the ambition, but according to Trevor, that was just the surface.
So awkward, because in previous interviews, she has said she runs the As Ever social media herself. So happy birthday, Meghan, and I'm glad you're very excited for your own birthday.
They should change the name of her company from As Ever to As If.
Behind the scenes, he says Meghan was constantly maneuvering for status, recognition, and the right connections, even if it meant tossing loyalty or love straight out the window. He shared moments from their marriage where her hunger for fame completely overpowered the bond they once had. And get this, Trevor even claims that while she was still married to him, she was already working her way into elite circles, testing the waters for a life far removed from their humble LA beginnings. And he didn't say it with bitterness. He said it with the certainty of someone who'd been used and then tossed aside.
As if anyone else would have sent out such a gushing birthday message to her. I mean, not even Harry would have a mind to do such a thing. Well, I just wish we could see the birthday messages that the rest of the royal family would send, because I suspect there'd be a lot more.
What really shook viewers, though, was Trevor's claim that Meghan had built a completely fabricated public persona, one that was nothing like who she really was in private. He said she would literally rehearse how to act for interviews or red carpet events.
Which brings us to the topic of Meghan Markle. It's her 44th birthday. Happy birthday to you and all that. On Instagram, there's not really anybody posting happy birthday to Meghan on Instagram, but luckily she's posted...
It was like she treated every social situation as if it were an audition, not a genuine interaction. And he didn't just say it. He brought receipts, photos, messages, proof that Meghan was essentially workshopping her own identity to make herself irresistible to casting directors, producers, and eventually, royalty. This is a direct hit to her credibility, because if the charming, relatable, humanitarian Meghan is all an act, then what does that say about her real motives today? Trevor's words cast a long, ugly shadow over her current projects and her endless claims of authenticity and victimhood. According to Trevor, Meghan changed dramatically after landing her role in Suits. Now, it wasn't the success itself that was the problem. It was how she let it warp her personality. He described her as becoming distant, entitled, and dismissive, even toward the people who'd supported her the most, including him.
Birthday greetings to herself. Here is her post saying, let's have a look at it. Can't quite read it.
Celebrating the woman behind it all.
Yeah, so this is celebrating the woman behind it all. She pours her heart, vision, magic, and touch into every detail, and today we raise a glass to her.
One moment stuck with him. After just one season of Suits, Meghan started surrounding herself with a whole new crowd. Not old friends who cared about her, but people who could boost her brand. She started rejecting invitations from longtime friends. She insisted on star treatment. Trevor painted such a clear contrast between Meghan, the struggling actress he fell in love with, and Meghan, the soon-to-be royalty he barely recognized anymore. And then came possibly the most brutal part of his story, the ultimatum. Before their divorce, Meghan told Trevor flat out, either you move to Toronto full-time and change your career, or we're done. At that time, she was filming Suits in Canada, while Trevor was still running his production company in LA. There was no compromise, no support for his career, just a cold, impossible choice.
Our founder, Meghan. That's her. That's As Ever official. That's basically her congratulating herself. It's amazing, isn't it?
with the comments off, like if you're confident in this messaging, wouldn't you leave the comments on so that all of your fans that are rushing to buy your rose
give up his professional path entirely or lose her? Trevor said it felt like she was asking him to give up his whole identity for someone who had already emotionally checked out of the marriage. And if that wasn't enough, he revealed something even more chilling: Meghan's exit strategy. According to him, she had been preparing to leave long before the divorce papers were signed. She'd quietly taken sentimental items out of their home, separated their finances, and even unfollowed many of their mutual friends online. It was like a professional breakup, rehearsed, timed, calculated to the last detail. She pulled away emotionally, stopped calling his family, and even stopped referring to him as her husband in conversations. Looking back, Trevor is convinced she'd already decided to move on the moment something bigger came along.
your loose fruit spread would be leaving comments underneath it praising you for being so genius, including your magic and your mixed bag of pretzels and air on With Love, Meghan. I mean, I think it says a lot that she shuts the comments off. She knows that there are going to be people in the comment section that are like, what?
And in his eyes, he was just a stepping stone. But that's only half the tea. What comes next is even messier. Hidden Hollywood connections Meghan allegedly tried to hide, media narratives she may have manipulated post-divorce, and why Trevor thinks she's running the exact same playbook with Prince Harry. This isn't just drama, it's the slow unraveling of a carefully controlled illusion. In that now viral clip, Trevor didn't just talk about their marriage struggles. Oh no, he peeled back a side of Meghan that even her biggest supporters are having trouble defending. According to him, Meghan was absolutely obsessed with clout. She picked her friends based on who could boost her public profile, and she'd cut ties the moment someone no longer served her climb.
Why are you wishing yourself a happy birthday? Get out of here. Also, isn't it unfortunate that she shares a birthday with the Queen Mother? Queen Elizabeth's mother.
True.
I'd much rather be talking about her. She was fun. She liked to have she knew how to drink. She could drink Meghan's rosé under the table. But
and honestly, this paints a shocking picture. A woman not fueled by love or loyalty, but by raw ambition and carefully staged optics. Trevor's chilling account only adds weight to what critics have whispered for years: that Meghan's Hollywood dreams and even her royal ambitions were never about service or romance. They were about power, publicity, and the perfect spotlight. One of the most jaw-dropping claims in that clip, Trevor's insistence that Meghan lived two lives. There was the polished public version, the activist duchess we all saw. And then there was the cold, manipulative side he claims only came out behind closed doors. He painted a picture of a woman who rehearsed sincerity the way an actress prepares for a role. He says she studied public speaking tapes, not to grow or improve, but to perfect the art of deception. And if she's following the same blueprint with Harry, well, it raises an uncomfortable question. How much of that royal love story is real and how much is just another script? Then came Trevor's final gut punch in the video. He said Meghan has this long-standing pattern of erasing her past when it no longer fits her current image. Friends, family, exes, she'll cut them off and pretend they never existed. And he claims she once told him straight to his face, if you want to reinvent yourself, you have to delete your old chapters. That line right there suddenly makes her abrupt exit from royal life make a lot more sense. It also explains why she's constantly rewriting her own story, painting herself as the victim, while conveniently leaving out the calculated moves that got her there in the first place. If even a fraction of what Trevor's saying is true, it's enough to blow up the entire foundation of Meghan Markle's public empire. Behind the scenes, according to insiders, Meghan was furious and in full panic mode after the video started making waves. She immediately called in her PR team and her lawyers to launch a hardcore damage control operation. The plan? Suppress the video, threaten platforms with copyright strikes, and drown out the scandal with uplifting charity stories and feel-good press. But the internet? Please. It's not that easy to silence. By the time her team moved in, the clip had already been mirrored, re-uploaded, and chopped into bite-sized pieces across thousands of channels and accounts. Erasing it was practically impossible. What made it even worse for Meghan was Trevor's delivery. He didn't look bitter, he didn't sound like a man out for revenge. If anything, he came across calm, composed. Like someone who had made peace with the past and just wanted to tell his side. And ironically, that made his words way more believable. His quiet sincerity stood in sharp contrast to Meghan's usual PR scripted outrage, making her reaction seem more, well, manufactured. And the public can smell manufactured a mile away. The fallout was brutal. The video didn't just spark gossip, it set off a full-blown re-examination of Meghan's past. People started digging up old interviews, blogs, deleted social media posts, even comments from former friends and co-workers. And the patterns? They started looking eerily similar to what Trevor described. Emotional withdrawal, controlling behavior, obsession with image. These weren't new traits, they were habits. Long-standing ones she'd apparently been hiding for years. And that's why this whole thing is bigger than just an ex airing dirty laundry. This isn't simply about a marriage that didn't work out. It's about character exposure on a massive global scale.